Throwback Thursday, the 6th of May. You guys will be able to define and identify parts of a circle.
Return of the 6th.
You already had Return of the 5th yesterday. Revenge of the 5th. Okay, Return of the 6th. Okay. All right. So we're going to go over circles for a bit here.
It's Cinco de Mayo.
No.
I know yesterday. Man, it's not Return of the 5th.
Revenge of the 5th was yesterday.
It's Cinco de Mayo.
All right.
I think you went over your head.
Circle.
No, it didn't. Cinco de Mayo is way better.
The set
Tacos.
of points equidistant from a given point. That given point, I'm going to write it in parentheses, is the center.
Do you have to make all your own note packets?
This one was actually Mr. Titus did it. So like
No.
us teachers like share our notes. So like I'll make some, Mr. Titus will make some.
Mr. Nut.
Mr. Not just doesn't even he throws it on the board and goes, "Here you go."
Mr. Not's just super chill actually. He's just like,
That guy.
you guys care more about making these than I do and having them a specific way, and I'll just do whatever you guys want. And I'm like, cool. It works well for me because I really like making them a certain way, usually, so.
Ow. Structure
Mm-hmm.
in very craft-based system.
So, a symbol for it, because we have symbols for all these shapes, is usually like a mini shape, isn't it?
Yeah.
Symbol for a circle, it's a circle with a dot. That dot is the center.
No. Radius.
Nope. So if I have the center called P, this would be called circle P. We name it by the center.
Clyde.
Okay. So, circle P. So we named polygons by the vertices around them. We name a circle.
We need circle P.
It is. All right. So the circle is the set of points equidistant from a given point. So all of these points are the same distance from the center. So this is really infinitely many points that are all an exact distance away from the center. Now, does anyone know exactly how far this is? What is that called, the length between the center and the edge of the circle? It's called the radius. So the radius is that set point, or that set distance. Correct. Radius we're going to define as a segment with, have you guys seen that W slash is a width before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With endpoints at the center and on the circle. So in this circle, it could be an example of having circle P and having some sort of point on the circle A. And so the radius would be segment AP. The radius would be segment AP there, or PA.
Ability points? Ability points?
Sure. Ask up.
That's what AP stands for.
Okay. Or advanced placement.
Or, A. Advanced Pac-Man.
Okay. Chord. We're not talking about music chords. We're not talking about electrical chords, but it is spelled the same as a music chord, though. A chord is a segment. Another line segment. This one has the endpoints on the circle. So both endpoints are on the circle. Chord. So here's an example of a chord.
That's lame. That's like a string.
Okay, so it connects two endpoints.
Just kidding.
Or excuse me, the endpoints are on the circle. The segment that connects two endpoints and the endpoints are on the circle.
Just kidding. No.
We heard you like the first 6 times. I'm sorry, it's just.
It gets annoying after a while, so.
Drifting in the parking
Nope.
lot.
Alright. Diameter. Diameter is a more specific type of chord. Okay, diameter is a chord that passes through the center. So it's still a chord because it still has endpoints on the circle, but it has the added stipulation / regulation of going through the center.
I actually could have used this on our math test.
That makes sense. Now, what do we know about the diameter in it as far as its length goes?
It's half. No, it's the whole length.
But
What is it compared to the radius?
Half.
Double.
It's double the radius, right?
Mhm.
It's 2 times the radius.
I'm proving.
All right, I also want to go back to the radius for a moment. So I'm going to go back to the radius here in a second. The radius, I want to add in that the plural is radii. Yep, the plural of radius is radii. And there are technically infinitely many radii in a circle. I could draw some more. Like here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, here. I can make as many as I want.
Almost like,
Is it 2 eyes?
Yep.
okay.
Radii. I prefer my radiator with springs, thank you. All right, secant.
unless swap your Pontiac.
Secant is a line that intersects the circle in 2 places.
Did you name your car?
Yeah.
You're not the only one. My mom's one
Oh,
of those
oh,
people.
oh. Remember what we're doing? Okay. 1 second. All right. So we have a chord, and let's say this chord is AB. The secant is a line that contains the chord. It's a line that contains this chord. Okay. So it's a line that intersects a circle in 2 places. So does this line intersect the circle in 2 places? Yeah, a good way to think about it then, like I'm going to put in parentheses here, is that it contains a chord. Dylan, what was your comment?
No, not an LS swap, but 454 is big block.
Okay. Kenny, what was your comment?
What'd you name your car?
So my wife's name, my wife's car, the car she drives the most is the Subaru. So it's Scooby, because it's a more common name for Subarus is to be called Scooby or Scoobies. So that's Scooby.
There's a Scoob car.
And then the car I drive is, I can't remember actually if we decided on Shaggy or Scrappy, because it's Shaggy from Scooby Doo and then Scrappy also from Scooby Doo, because both are pretty fair for it. So.
Mine's the regular. Shaggy and Scooby aren't actually their real names.
I don't think that's true, but we need to raise our hands. Okay, Kenny.
My mom named her motorcycle Finkelstein.
I don't understand.
She named her motorcycle Finkelstein.
All right, tangent.
She doesn't understand.
Hey, speaking of tangents, get it? Okay. Speaking of tangents, it's a line that intersects the circle. Please stop. Thank you. At exactly one place.
That's infinitely many.
No,
Raise your hand.
Got a soft guitar riff.
Raise your hand. We're all doing it. Dylan.
This is gonna kill everybody.
That's okay. I think it's necessary at this point. All right. So you guys know how have you guys heard conversationally? This one is one you don't need to raise your hand for. Conversationally, have you guys heard about a tangent?
yeah.
Okay. What's it mean for something to be a tangent? Raise your hand. What does it mean for something to be a tangent in conversation? Okay, Penny.
Off topic.
It's off topic, but it's also something else a little bit too. It's off topic, but Seth,
It's also a pain.
it's also what?
A pain.
It can be. That depends on your perspective, I suppose. Elizabeth?
Off topic, but still in the mix of the conversation.
Yeah, it's off topic, but it's still in the mixed conversation. How does something normally get on a tangent? Dylan?
Like you're talking about something and then somebody thinks of another thing and then they just go, hey.
Yeah, you're talking about something and somebody else thinks of something, and it's normally something related to it, right?
Yeah.
And now, is it often very related or just kind of barely related?
No, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
Okay, it's more often, I'd say, which one? Barely or very related?
Barely.
Barely related more often, I would say. Kenny?
A completely different line of thought or action.
Okay. Okay. I would think it's more than not completely different necessarily, because that gives the idea that there's no relation. But usually we have some relation, right? But it's normally just barely any. Well, does that kind of fit with what's happening here with the circle? Is it touching the circle? Yeah, but this would be like, this is the conversation, and so this is all what's being said here, and this is the tangent coming along. It's like, this is like the one thing they have in common. It barely relates, but you can see how you get there. Does that kind of make sense? Okay, hopefully that helps you remember what a tangent is. Think back to a tangent in conversation, okay? Let's talk about the point of tangency. So the point of tangency is the point at which the tangent line intersects the circle. So if I draw the same tangent line here, what would be our point of tangency? Raise your hand. What would be the point of tangency? Landon.
Q.
Yeah, point Q would be our point of tangency. That is the point where it's intersecting with the circle. Now, are points R and P on the tangent line? Yes. But it's not the point of tangency because they're not both on the line and the circle. So Q is the exact thought that it relates to in both the original conversation and your tangent. Landon.
I've really known about tangents since the beginning of the year because in Inventor, that's a thing that we have to use.
Oh, yeah? In what you said?
In Autodesk Inventor.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like abs.
All right. Continue on.
Which one can I use it?
Yes, you may. Good luck. Yes, Dylan.
Can I use it?
Yes, good luck. Central angle. Where do we think this angle is going to be?
Center.
In the center. And we think it's going to be an angle probably, right? Because it says angle, okay? That would make sense. So, surprise, it's an angle with the vertex,
The or up.
with a vertex or the vertex, either way, at the center. And two sides that are radii. So every angle has sides. These sides have to be radii. So we have our center P Let's say we have a radius PA, and we have another radius PB. So a central angle here would be angle APB, excuse me. Would be angle APB, because remember we have to have the vertex in the middle. Or could we also call this angle something else? BPA. Okay, we need to raise our hand next time, but it could be angle BPA. All right, inscribed angle. It's also an angle, shocker, with a vertex on the circle instead of in the center, and two sides that are chords. So here, angle ACB or BCA, the vertex C is on the circle, and the two sides of the angle are chords. They have endpoints on the circle. CA is a chord, BC is a chord. Questions on that? Okay, an arc. An arc is a portion of the edge of the circle defined by two endpoints. A symbol for this is an arc. Kind of looks like a messed up emoticon. Excuse me, not emoticon. Emojis before emojis. It'd be like the equivalent of like texting this to say you're sad, or this to say you're happy. So people used to do before emojis.
What would that one be? Shows how old you
Hmm?
are. What would that one be?
I don't know. It looks like a messed up one.
Looks like somebody's screaming.
Maybe. Yeah, I can see that. All right, so an example of this could be and now you normally don't do that kind of like little wavy line like I did. You normally just have it like this. But is that as easy to see right now? Up here, no. Hence why I did a little wavy. But right now, I did it like thick enough to where it'll work. All right. Oh, that's neat.
Don't leave this page yet, please.
Okay.
Mr. Cosmo.
What's up?
Man, I used it.
Good luck.
I'm just going for a nice, refreshing swim. I'll be back.
Don't hurt yourself.
Don't drown.
I have a feeling we're losing the raise your hand thing. Next, we see a couple different types of arcs, don't we? We see a minor arc. Minor, what does minor typically mean? Okay, small. Bless you. We're both raised on F, let's forget. It's an arc, believe it or not, with a measure less than 180 degrees. A little note about an arc, minor arc, excuse me. You use two letters to name it. Is that easier to see my arc now that I highlighted it that way? Good. Good. Oh, go thicker. There we go.
They're not having fun, are they?
Not in the slightest. Eh? All right. So it's less than 180 degrees. How much would the whole circle be?
360.
Probably 360, right? Hey, Seth, actually, sorry.
It could be 360 or infinitely.
Yeah, 360 degrees for one rotation around the circle. We'll specify with that. A major arc. What do we anticipate an major arc might be? Raise your hand. Seth?
An angle that's greater than 180.
An arc with a measure greater than 180. That's going to be correct. It's an arc with a measure more or greater than 180 degrees. And for this, our little note is that we're going to use 3 letters to name it. And we'll see why it's important that we do that. Oh, I'm actually going to go back and name that minor arc, by the way. Arc AB. And just like with segments or lines, I could reverse that and call it arc AB as well, okay? Yes. So the arc here, on the second one, the major arc, if I'm going around that way, I would call this the major arc ACB. Because notice, I start at A, I go through C, and back to B. So if I see 2 letters, I assume it's the shortest path possible between those 2 points. Whereas here, I go through C. It's specified I have to go through C, okay? Dylan.
That really bothers me that you didn't go ABC instead of ACB or ACB.
I could have also gone BCA, but I can't go ABC, can I? If I go ABC, it would be this arc. It'd be a different arc. It'd go from A to C, but through B. Here I'm going to A to B, but through C specifically. You're following the order. Elizabeth.
So you want C to be in the middle, or
So for it to be this arc specifically, the C has to be in the middle. Because you have to follow the path along. We have to say I went from A to C and from C to B.
what if you didn't want it?
I mean, if you wanted the different arc, then you'd call it something different.
Possibly you could not do ABC, or could you?
So ABC would be a different arc. ABC would be this arc.
Yeah.
So that would be arc ABC,
Yeah.
which would be okay to do. It'd just be a different arc.
That's what I was just.
Okay, yes, yeah. Kenny.
So is it okay to bow our arcs out a little bit? So that way you can tell if they're there on our paper?
Yeah, a good idea to do it on your paper is kind of like I suggested, like of kind of doing the squiggly line for a bit.
That's what I did.
Just like a little tiny chunk of squiggle.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Seth, was that your question too?
No, I was gonna say, so you can't go like the minor you just went A to B, but on a major you got to go like the longest way possible.
Yeah, on a major, it has to be more than 180 degrees. So just A to B, the shortest way possible, would not be over 180. So we use 3 letters to specify where we are going. Because on a minor, when you see 2 letters, you assume it's minor because it's 2 letters, and you have to go the shortest way. Yes. Yes, good luck. All right, now let's talk about a semicircle. A semicircle is an arc with endpoints on the diameter, or on a diameter, really. A little note here. What do we think the measure is going to be? 180 degrees.
Why is K there? Are you making a Pokeball?
Oh, I see it. Why? Oh no.
All right.
Luxury ball.
So this would be the semicircle JKL. We're also going to use 3 letters for this. Because if you didn't use 3 letters and we just called it JL, would we know whether it's the top or the bottom? No, you'd have no clue. That's why we have to have 3 letters there, okay, Seth?
Couldn't you just put it's half the circle?
That is also would be half the circle, arc-wise. Yes.
Did you switch from parentheses to stars because you like all submit it, or the stars just not? I'm just curious.
I mean, I don't know if there's really a method to it. I don't think there's any significance of why I switched, if I'm being honest.
I just thought you did it because like it's more important.
Yeah. I don't think so, but yeah, good question. Any other questions, Tyler?
Can you go back to arc so I can see right here? Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Formulas. We're going to talk about some different formulas that we're going to use later, but we're going to write it down right here so that they're all in one spot. First is area. Area is going to be capital A, and it's going to be equal to pi times r being squared. What do we think r is representing? The radius. Might not be a bad idea to write that in there. Circumference, capital C, is equal to 2 pi r. Now, notice with 2 and r multiplying, you can multiply those in any order. So what would you get if you multiply 2 times the radius? Seth? Diameter. So you could also call C is equal to pi times d, where d is representing the diameter.
See, I got a bunch of questions like this on my math test.
Oh, Kenny, yes.
I have a bunch of these questions on my math test.
Man, wish we were taking it one day sooner, one day later. Seth?
For my math test, they literally have put these in least to greatest. That's literally my whole test. Like,
Yeah. See, that'd be a tangent. Both of those are tangents, right?
it's literally easy.
Arc length.
They give you easy to meet your down.
Hey, this is what we're avoiding here, right? Arc length, which I'm going to call AL. Is equal to, I'm going to call it M divided by 360 times C, where M is the arc measure, which we'll talk about more later. And C is the what from earlier? Circumference. Yes, Kenny.
Did you pay that?
No, a student gave it to me the other day. No.
I was just checking.
Yeah. No, I am nowhere near that talented.
I feel like that might be okay. That might be right.
It's very accurate. I have little to none in the artistic ability category.
You know what?
Artistic ability category.
Physics.
I've never spent my skill points there. Name that circle part. Raise your hand if you think you can tell me what segment LQ, or you can really kind of think of it as a line LQ, is. Seth.
Does that have to be, tangent?
It would be a tangent. It connects at exactly 1 point. Raise your hand if you can tell me what angle, or excuse me, what segment WY is. Dylan. It is a chord. Notice I'm not crossing any out yet. Raise your hand if you can tell me number 3, angle NQR. Yep, flip back if you need to. I'm going to try to go with somebody different for each of these. Elizabeth. I would agree it's an inscribed angle. The vertex is all on the circle, and the sides are chords. Raise your hand for point X. Kevin. Center. Kevin saw that as one. Was like, different person for each one? I want that one right now. Kevin's like, I know what I'm about. Am I wrong, Kevin? No. I appreciate you. Arc. R-W-U. Arc. R-W-U. Bailey.
Major arc?
It is a major arc. It is more than 180. And what's a giveaway to that?
The little, like, sort of like
How many letters are used?
3.
3. That's a giveaway for it,
And
right?
also I was gonna say it's kind of like the Amazon thing where it's just like pointing to another letter. Cause like the Amazon thing has like the arrow.
Oh, the Amazon
like,
logo.
The A to Z.
Yes.
It's an arc.
Oh, I never even noticed
Yeah.
that. Huh. All right.
I wonder if that's on purpose.
Yeah. Cause
Because they do everything A to Z. That would make sense. I never even thought about that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh.
Huh. That's
I
cool.
just thought that was a given.
No.
I did not.
It looks like maybe this is a female thing that noticed it so far. Presley, did you know? Okay. Ms. Hazel, did you know? Okay, I feel a little bit better now.
I think I'm just obsessed with Amazon.
My wife probably knows then.
I just found it in a
If that's a qualification for knowing that, my wife probably knows.
I just know about it from my YouTube video. That's
Yeah.
it.
All right, 6. Line ST. The line ST. Presley. Not quite. Point of tangency would be a point. You're close, though. You're so close. What do you think it is? Second guess. Okay. Chase.
Wait, no. Wait, what?
That's what Presley just guessed.
No, it's just
It's just a tangent. It's just a tangent.
It doesn't meet at one point.
Yes, it does.
Raise your hand.
It says arc, you know.
Kenny.
Yes, it does.
I wasn't just talking to you.
Yeah, but Kenny raised his hand afterwards, so I called on him. But you're right. She wasn't just talking to you. No one else raised their hand right after that, so no one else was called on. Thank you. 7. P to N. The segment P to N. Landon.
Radius.
It is a radius. 8. Angle U, X, Y. Christian.
Central angle.
It is a central angle. The vertex is at the center, sides are radii. 9. Arc MQ. So I have a couple people that haven't answered yet. Kenny.
Minor arc.
It is a minor arc. It is an angle. This means an arc less than 160. And it's giveaway by how many letters? 2.
How do you tell Christian?
Segment Q to N. So I have a few people that haven't answered yet. Looking at Quentin, Tyler, and Ryan here. Ryan.
It's the diameter.
It's a diameter. It's a chord that goes through the center. Very good. Very good. Kenny. No.
I don't want to just sit here all day, though.
Hey, we went to this for a reason.
I'll raise my hand and say it.
Dylan. Oh. Kevin. Oh, wait, are you going for the next one too? It's not even on the screen yet. I don't know.
I was raising my
I was trying to figure out.
Where you at?
We just finished up 10.
How do you eat your
Yeah, I
pizza?
know. We tried to answer it.
You were just moving on.
Like I normally do, like people normally do. I pick it up and I eat it. Kenny,
When you eat Tostinos, do you fold like a taco?
no.
Then you're doing it wrong.
No, I just eat it.
You just eat the whole pizza. Just fold that baby like a taco.
Okay, Elizabeth.
Just start.
When you eat your taco, do you move your taco to go to your face or you move your face straight?
What?
A little bit of both.
About this.
Yeah, I think you have to.
I find a happy medium, but here's what I do. This is a pro game move. Kenny's been excited about pro game moves today. Okay, here's the pro game move today for food eating strategies. Okay, get ready for this. Life changer. When you eat a taco, put another tortilla on your plate.
No.
Then, if anything spills, what happens?
You just have another taco.
You have a new taco ready to go. Okay, or you're started on your next taco already. Easier cleanup, and your next taco is ready earlier. Game changer.
I'm gonna start using that.
I know.
But then it's
I-
infinite taco. You have to
I-
keep eating.
Oh my god.
Oh, poor thing.
But what happens when you get full? You just have to keep going. You can't waste it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying, this is a game changer, okay? I told you, this is a pro game move. This is the pro game move of the day.
Mr. Costco tricks himself into eating 6 tacos.
You act like I don't want to, okay? All right. Number 11. Raise your hand for number 11. Somebody new. Looking at Tyler and Quentin. They haven't even guessed yet. Quentin. Point of tendency, man. I'm sure you came up with that on your own, too. Point of tangent. Okay, very good, very good, very good. It is the point where the tangent line intersects. 12. Line. U, Y. You know who we're looking for here. Not quite. It's close. Be careful, we're talking about the line UI. The line. You were on the correct page. It's a secant. It's a line that contains a chord. Alright, now we're free game for everyone to do a round 2, okay? Preston, I'm counting yours as one of them, okay? But don't feel shy from answering again, okay? Arc, QRN. Landon.
Semicircle.
I agree, it's a semicircle. It's half the circle. Endpoints of the radii.
One here.
You didn't raise your hand. Kenny.
What a nerd.
Fair point. 14. Angle MPQ. Okay, Seth. Okay, it is a central angle. Very good. Wait, no, yes, okay, sorry, I was mixing it up. It is a central angle. 15. Segment Q to R. Dylan.
That's just a chord.
That is a chord.
I've answered both the chords. Wow. I'm nice.
Hi, nice. Mr. Carlson, nice to meet you. Okay. Angle U, Y, R. I really struggle saying that. Angle U, Y, R. Elizabeth. Inscribed angle is correct.
Is that because it's on the circle?
Yep, it's because the vertex is on the circle. Yep. All 3 points are on the circle. 17. Arc Y, or excuse me, W, Y. Let's go with Ryan.
Minor arc.
It is a minor arc. 18. Segment LN. It might be easier to think of this as actually a line LN. I'm actually going to change this to line LN. I don't know how to say it there. I'm going to change it to line LN. Line LN. Line LN. Quentin.
Would it be tangent?
Not quite. Tangent intersects at exactly one spot. Does this intersect at one spot? Not quite. Kevin. It's a secant. Intersects at 2 spots. It contains the chord. 19. Segment UX. Billiam.
Radius.
You're right. It's a radius. It's one of the radii. 20. Arc R-U-Y. Somebody that has not answered twice.
I have not.
That's not true.
But what if I want to
Yeah. what if I-
Kenny,
Major arc.
it is a major arc. Actually, no, it's not.
I was gonna say, no, it's not.
It's a
Bailey.
circle.
Semicircle?
It's a semicircle.
I feel like technically it's still
Well, no, a major arc is defined as being more than 180 degrees. Okay, continuing on. Oh, 1 second.
You just don't know.
If you know, you know, and apparently Kenny doesn't know. Bill doesn't know.
You're done.
I just realized how short this chapter is.
Bailey!
I just realized how short this chapter is.
Well, it's actually not a full chapter. This is actually the section, but we're going to shorten the section even more. Kenny,
Why doesn't she have to raise her hand too?
because she is an authority figure in this room. The same reason I don't have to raise my hand. Landon,
So we're gonna take a test Friday on this.
no. Dylan,
If I want to talk to myself, so I have to raise my hand.
yes. The self-talk is important. Good self-talk. Okay? William,
Do you know what the new schedule for the finals are?
There isn't.
no. Kenny,
Let's see.
okay. Anyone else? Okay.